striker movement is almost more important than your finishing ability. If you can't get in spot to get a shot, what difference does it make how good you are at finishing? Shade me. Shade me, shade me, shade me, shade me. It's too late, it took too long, Let's start the video. Understanding your striker movement is incredibly important, and it starts when you don't even have the ball. When your team is defending, you as a striker cannot sleep. You can't grab a chair, sit there, have some water, maybe an apple or something like that. No, you've got to be tuned in. Your immediate job when the ball is on the other side of the field is to do two things. Number one, how can you start the attack? And number two, how can you show just to relieve the pressure? Sometimes as a striker, you'll be running back and forth, moving all around, doing all this stuff. No, the only thing you need to be ready for is that when your defender gets the ball, he has an option to play. Either an option to send you down the line, an option to play into you and you hold it up, take the foul, right? Boom, your team is out. All right, those are the very first two things that need to happen for you as a striker. You have to give your team options. If you hide, you're not helping anyone. Now, moving further up the field, the ball actually comes into me now. Your first option might think, I'm gonna get the ball, I'm gonna turn and run and do this. No, you wanna hold the ball up. You wanna let your teammates get forward. So learning how to shield and hold isn't necessarily movement, but it's gonna change the whole movement of the game as long as you can protect the ball, keep it here, and then boom, dish it right off to another teammate, all right? So now your team is possessing the ball, you have moved forward, you're just outside the box. What sort of movements do you need to make? Well, if you go way deep into midfield to check and get the ball, you're moving way away from the goal. You can't score a goal, most of you, from midfield, all right? Especially not with the size of some of these goalkeepers. What you need to do is always learn to figure out how can I get closer to the goal, but still offer options. So I move from here to there, tracing the ball, sometimes moving behind my defender, right? Moving in front of him. Whatever you do, if the ball is there, one great trick to do is to stand behind your defender here. He can't look at the ball over there and know where you are, all right? And that gives you an option. They have two things to worry about, you only have one. As a striker, the best thing that you can do is get your runs right timed, and the second that your midfielder or defender is going to play you, you take off. That's when we're talking about going over the top, all right? So it's not something where you're lazy and the guy has the idea and, oh, or you had the idea first and you run here. No, none of that, all right? The second the defender or the midfielder has an idea, puts his head down, you have got to be opening your body up, all right? Sometimes you will be like this with your back completely to goal. Most of the time though, you need to be opening up your body, all right? You can shield like this, you can open your body. If the pass comes into me now, so the pass comes in, the pass is gonna come. So the pass is coming in right here, and did you see how awful that pass? Let's try this again, guys. 1 second. So I've angled my body like this, but I've told you that opening your body is what you need to do. So I'll trick the defender. He thinks we're gonna play like this. The pass comes in. I'm gonna open my body this way. We don't want the pass over here, do we? Do we want that? No, we don't want that. We want the pass to be here, leading me towards where I'm going. That's the whole point we're making. So this guy's here, the pass comes in me, boom, there, boom. Toe poke, toe bash, goal, we win, 1-0. Game over. Now for the final touch on this thing, we've got to move directly inside the box. The part of the game that everybody wants to talk about and discuss is when you are in the box. So many strikers score their goals inside the box because you're closest to the goal. It makes sense. Guys like Haaland, Lewandowski have mastered this, all right? So you can watch them. Julian Alvarez, excellent players, all understand where and when to be when they're inside the box. Now, how do they do that? The first thing you can remember is always set yourself up for 2 touches. 1 if you can, but always 2. I already talked about opening your body up, but sometimes you can go really crazy. You're jogging and moving, but you want to make sure that you set yourself up for 2 touches, but don't telegraph it. How do you do that? The ball comes slowly, and as you're doing this, maybe you feint here, there, shoot it, and then you go, all right? You have tons of things available to you, but it's only if you think in 2 touch. Lewandowski doesn't think he's gonna get 8 touches before he gets his shot off. He thinks at most he's gonna get 2, and best if I can get 1, all right? That's how you deal with things in the box, all right? Understand, 2 touch, 2 touch, 2 touch. Now dealing with crosses is another thing. We've talked about this before. If a cross is coming in, your best bet is to beat them near post. If the ball is coming in and you beat them near post, you don't have to jump with anybody, you don't have to fight, you just have to get your foot or your head on the ball, and that ball is going in the net, all right? So that's the first thing. Next, depends on your size. If you're huge like Haaland, you can battle against these guys. If you're Ibrahimovic size, then go ahead, fight against these guys. But if you're not, if you're playing against huge center backs, you've got to do something different. If you check the first time and you beat him near post, he knows that now. Here and out, all right? And a lot of times, one thing you'll notice is that strikers, if they don't feel they're gonna win this spot down here, they won't even go in and challenge. And you'll think, what is he doing? Why is he running away? Well, what happens is as the cross comes in and guys fight for the ball and stuff, it always pops out. Where does it pop out? At the top of the box. How many goals have you seen where the ball just pops out and a guy just has to shoot it? Sometimes he shoots it way out of the stadium, but most of the time he puts it on goal. That is available for you, and that comes from his movement, his understanding that there's too many guys here. If the ball pops out, it's right there for you. Focus on these things. You're gonna have to watch this video over and over again until you put them in your head. And then in training, you have to do them over and over again. And in the game, you want it to be just your reaction, just like normal. That'll make the difference. Shade me real quick. You can just toss the shades. You can just toss them. He's not gonna toss them. All right, I don't want to toss them. All right. Goal me out. Presidential election. Vote for Will John is a vote for you and me. And us. A vote for us is a vote for you and me together. We together. Why do they always do this? What is this? What do they have in their hand? You ever wonder whether these politicians, they like have something that we don't get? I don't know, whatever. Vote for me. Leave us a like, comment down below, subscribe, and check out everything from us right below in the description box. If you want to get better as a striker, you have to study these things and you have to do it consistently, all the time, just like me, and hitting the crossbar. Shade me, please. Shade me. Shade me. Jesus. Crossbar. Don't turn it off. Cut it out. Cut. How many cut it. Cut. Hey.